my mom fooled us. It was deceitful. Because she made us understand that this money
It's from there.
is from your father.
Wow.
But it really wasn't from him.
Wow.
So that respect and the reverence we had for daddy was always intact.
Right.
So we would ask her for something, shoes, books, whatever, and she would say, go ask your dad.
Some men do not, I think they don't see the need to support their women for them to shine, because they don't understand the difference between
I got to sit up for this one.
being a head, being the leader, versus being controlling. So they feel like, if I support her, this vision of hers, then you lose that edge that you have to control her. So have you ever, like, while doing this, while supporting this vision, have you ever felt that way? Hello, everybody. Welcome to another segment with Ann Authentic. And today is just different. You can sense it
Oh, yeah.
for a few reasons. First of all, because this is the very first podcast episode
Dun,
that
dun,
we're
dun,
having.
dun.
Remember in my comeback video, I told you guys that we're gonna be having podcast,
Yep.
sessions, and it's even more special because
Yeah.
the very first of it is with my beloved husband.
No, say what you said the last time. Ogakbatakbata. You got to say that.
Yeah, okay. We did a first trial and I went all out. Now I'm trying to be conservative.
Why?
I'm a conservative this
Don't do
second
that.
trial.
Don't do that.
I'm here with my Ogak Patak Patak.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're an American watching it, you're like, what's she saying? This is my roots right here talking. So I am so happy to have you here. And moving forward, we're just believing that in the nearest future, we're going to bring other people
Right.
to share their experiences. We're even going to do like panel sessions. We are believing God for just growth in this,
Amen.
podcast.
Amen.
So I am very excited that you joined us today.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
Wow.
I am. How many times have we postponed this thing? We have tried and tried too many times, but something always happens.
Let's not even talk about that. Like, by the time we've put kids to bed,
Oh, man.
and we're ready to record, for some reason, one of them
says, no way.
like, no way, you guys are not recording today. And we have to go through the cycle again before the baby falls asleep. We are also exhausted, and that's it.
I might have you put a post or share that video of me sleeping while dressed up. Just waiting. I was all dressed up and waiting on her, and I fell asleep
fell
because
asleep.
it was too late, and we couldn't do it.
All right. That even makes us being able to record today just way special.
Yeah.
And just knowing that God wanted us to do this.
Yes.
God orchestrated it that
Yes.
today we're not going to postpone.
Postpone.
That today we're not going to postpone. See, English is not my first language. Don't be doing that. That's why I have you.
But we're still on parent mode because we got the baby cam,
Yep.
and so when the baby cries, if the baby cries,
Yep.
we're gonna have to.
Yep. When
Bounce,
notification comes in, so you're gonna be seeing us checking our phones here and
Yeah.
there,
Oh,
just
yeah.
to make sure that no baby's crying without us knowing. So I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you.
You've
having me.
You are so popular in this channel. Like you
And
are.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think the average person likes to hear a lot about themselves.
You're so humble.
No. I think it's just normal humanity. I think if somebody gives you an accolade from time to time, it's okay. But when you hear it, it's like every time you hear
Don't say
accolades.
that. I've been
I'm
saying
like,
other things in this channel.
can
I
you-
say other things in this
can you
channel.
stop? I don't want to hear that no more.
All right, you're so humble.
Yeah.
As a fruit
So
of the
hopefully
Spirit.
we put a cap on that this podcast, right?
I mean, see, the thing about it, you remember,
I like being in the background. How about that?
which is good. I appreciate your humility. That's the fruit of the Spirit. I don't know what that is part of the fruit of the Spirit, but all what you're saying right now, it reminded me of all the times that Jesus performed a miracle, he's like, don't tell anybody. Just don't tell anybody.
Right.
For the most part.
Right.
Then people go like, remember the evangelist woman? Come and
The
see
more
them,
he
man.
said it,
The more
the
he
more
said
they
it,
talked
the more
about
they
him.
talk.
Yeah.
Because the more he went about doing good, people just can't help it.
Right.
So that reminded me of it. I'm like, the more you do these things, look at where we are today. Look at the work you put in here. Look at how you revamp this. And I'll just sit here and just say, oh, I just want to thank my husband for doing this. Okay, let's move forward. Are you kidding me? I just can't help it. It's like, say it loud. Like my entire being just cannot be that.
I'm glad. I'm glad it came out the way we actually planned it to come out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I remember telling them that I'm gonna bring you here so you can just tell us, share with us what your mental space, what were you thinking when you decided to do all this. We just wanted to know your mindset and just all that. Because I told them I'm gonna bring you here.
Right.
And it has taken us, I don't know, 3-4 months. When did I get back? In August? September?
I don't
forgot.
remember.
But see how long it has taken us to finally have you here. And so we want to hear from you. Why did you do all this?
Well, first of all, if you're watching this for the first time, you wouldn't know what she's talking about. So I suggest you go watch one of her solo videos because that's where the beauty is, I think.
I'll link it in the description. It's the comeback video, season 2.
Right. Yes. I think we're pretty proud of what we were able to do.
Amen.
In this thing. But here's the thing, right? When you came to me and said you wanted to come back and do the thing,
right.
I think my response is, if you're coming back, I look at it like a season 2.
Right.
And season 2 has to be double or at least more in every way than season 1.
Amen.
Right? The presentation has to be another level. Right? The content has to be another level.
Right.
So we have to figure out a way where you wouldn't just be coming back and doing just the same thing that you did, because there's no difference now. There has to be a part 2, which means double everything. So let's start with presentation. That's everything. All right, let's figure out a specific designated space where you can come in here and do what you got to do. Right? Last year, we were doing it in different rooms in the house, right?
Yeah.
And we had to set up each room, and I'm like, let's not do that. Now we have this room, which doubles as my office, by the way, but this room, and you just come in, and you can sit down and turn the camera on, and you just go.
Right.
Right? So I think this is beautiful. But how I feel about this is one word: gratitude. I am grateful. And this is why I'm grateful. In the creative world, I think that there's two types of people, right? There's the people who have the idea, and then there's the people who have the resource, right? And sometimes you have people who have the idea. They got ideas. They have a vision. This is how we can do this. We can put the camera angles like this. We can have the paint. You know what I'm saying? The lighting can go this way and that way. But they don't have the resources to effectuate that.
Right.
And there's people who have resources but don't have any ideas, right? So I'm grateful that we were able to have both ideas and resources. And we were able to do a lot of research. Just like for me, I did a lot. I watched a lot of videos.
Yeah, you did.
Just on how to do lighting. The kind of lighting that, we could, the background is like dark with good, lights on the sides and things like that, and the foreground is crisp and clear. I didn't know how to do that before, so I've learned a lot.
You put a lot of work in here.
So yeah, we're really grateful for the ability to have what's in the mind come to life.
Absolutely.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. I'm so grateful. It's amazing because when I came, my comeback, I saw, few comments say, we know your husband did this. Like there's there wasn't any doubt that, this entire setup was his, idea. And you did great. It's beautiful.
Amen.
And each time I walked in here, I don't know if I mentioned that in my other video, each time I walked in and the work you were putting, I was scared. I'm like, okay, this is just a whole new dimension, which, Lord, I don't know if I'm equal to this, but the Lord has, been good.
Been good.
Been good.
Yeah.
And they say if the vision doesn't scare you, then it's not big enough.
There you go.
Absolutely. I know you say that to me
I-
all the
I do.
time. I have my dose of
Oh, yeah.
encouragement from you.
If-
So, yeah.
If it's not bigger than you haven't done it right. You got to go dream again. I think my dad. I actually heard that from my dad first. See that? Oh my God, we were. This is back home.
Right.
We went to a hospital, and it's one of these big government hospitals,
Right.
and we were going to visit somebody, and I remember it so well. We got out the car, and we were going in, and he started pointing at the buildings of the hospital, and he said, "You see this? That's where we're going to have the radio station will be right there.
Wow.
There'll be a Bible school, the Bible center right there."
Like in the building of the hospital? Like
yes.
they're going to demolish the hospital?
No, like he was talking about how his own complex
Oh,
is going
okay.
to be in the future. It'll look as big as this, and it's going to be a building right there for the radio station, a building right there for the TV station, and there's going to be Bible school right there. And I'm sitting there going, "What is it? What are you talking about?" And then he said something about dreaming big,
Amen.
right? And it has to be, your dream has to be impossible. If you want to dream an impossible dream, and then watch God do it.
Amen.
Right. So, and we're getting there, as a matter of fact. But
Amen.
anyway, go ahead. I just thought I'd put that out there.
So yeah, thank you, thank you for that. But one thing I also I've been thinking, because we see a lot of women complaining. Some men do not. I think they don't see the need to support their women for them to shine, because they don't understand the difference between
I got to sit up for this one.
being a head, being the leader, versus being controlling. So they feel like if I support her, this vision of hers for her to shine or for her to, grow, then you lose that edge that you have to control her. So have you ever, while doing this, while supporting this vision, have you ever felt that way?
No, not at all.
Amen.
And well, amen. But I think it's simpler than amen, or it's. I don't think it's that deep. Well, I will say two things about that. The first thing about me
Right.
is that I have been tremendously blessed
Amen.
to be raised by very much grounded people.
Amen.
So,
say that.
yeah,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? And I think that plays a very important role in how I am,
Absolutely.
watching my parents,
Amen.
right? And I think, so let me backtrack a little bit. Growing up, my dad was wealthy, well, upper middle class.
Right.
And then he got the call of God and he dropped everything. And then we just kind of went down, right? Like really down. But my mom still was working. And so she became the breadwinner of the family.
Right.
And that was the fact for many years. So she was bringing the money in and he was not, because he was doing ministry, right? Now it's different because now ministry has grown and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we have a few different businesses that are, so she's now retired. Right. Money's coming in and it's good. But in those little beginnings of ministry, he was not working. Right. And he never once felt like, oh crap, she is whatever, you know. And she never felt like, oh, now I'm making money, so I gotta. Right. So I watched that, and I grew up in that household. Right. So I never kind of felt like she may feel this way. So I think, and that would be a direct response to those people who feel that way. I think that, and I feel sorry for them because they may have seen an example of a dynamic where the woman starts to lord over her husband because of that. And they go, okay, I don't want that.
I don't want that, exactly.
Right. So I can't just blame them for being insecure. It could be circumstantial. It could be what they might have experienced growing
That
up,
is
what they
true.
might have seen, and things like
What
that.
they
So
might have seen.
yeah, so we got to be able to advise them accordingly and not just judge and say
Right.
you guys are not doing
Right.
good. Yeah.
Absolutely. I just love the fact that you said you were grounded. You saw,
Yes.
from the example, of your parents. That absolutely makes
Example,
sense.
that is everything. I think, and as parents, I think it's kind of our responsibility to teach our kids without teaching our kids. You know what I'm saying? So how we live, I think they will learn, like 80% of what they learn from us is just by seeing how we do things, not
Absolutely.
about what we're telling them to do.
Absolutely. You're
So,
right.
um,
Because
so
if
yeah,
they ever watch this, they wouldn't even realize that you guys took note of just the way they live their life.
no, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
And one thing my mother did, which is very good, we didn't notice that then. We knew that doesn't work, but we also knew that all the money comes from dad. And I don't know how my mom fooled us. It was deceitful. Because she made us understand that this money
It's from there.
is from your father.
Wow.
But it really wasn't from him.
Wow.
So that respect and the reverence we had for daddy was always intact.
Right.
So we would ask her for something, shoes, books, whatever, and she would say, go ask your dad.
Because a man is a provider, and
Right.
it's like if a man loses that position of a provider,
Yes.
just loses respect.
Yes.
Yes. Completely. So
Yeah.
she's
So
she's
she
full
did-
of wisdom.
yeah, Mom
You
did-
guys
she did
know she's
very well.
full of wisdom.
I wish you had a chance to talk to her or do a podcast with her before they
I
left.
wish
But,
I get a
yeah.
notification from the baby come. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Hope he's not crying.
That dude is crying right now.
He's not. He's not. I don't hear any sound. He's getting there.
He's getting there. He's getting there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, I gotta
So
go.
we're gonna have to pause this
We'll pause this and we'll
and
be
come right back.
Parenting
So-
101.
Stay tuned. We're gonna go to a commercial break. Commercial break right here, and then we come back to it. We gotta pay these bills, right? Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching this part of the podcast. If you love the conversation, please like, comment, and subscribe so you get notified when we upload the next part of the podcast. Thank you so much. I love you. God bless you.